joined by Joe Lauzon, who takes on Evan Dunham, who's just across the way. Do you see that?
Little
Yeah,
weird.
a little,
It's
little
all
weird. Obviously, anybody that's watched your career, one of the most exciting fighters out there. But is there a shift now? Because we're hearing a lot of fighters say the biggest focus, just get the victory, because, you know, especially when you get into your later years, you've got to worry about injuries if you want to keep this game going. How have things changed for you, training-wise, and your approach to the fights?
I still feel like I'm a little kid sometimes. Like, I'm very impatient. I want to finish guys. Winning a fight is not really enough for me. Like, it drives me crazy. Like, I had like a 100% finish rating, and then I beat Mac Danzig by decision. And I was glad I won, but I really wanted the finish, so I'm super impatient, so I want to get out. And I don't want to fight 15 minutes. I want to fight for like 3 or 2 or something, you know what I mean? Like, put in a whole camp, 3 months for 3 minutes is a lot better than 3 months for 15. Less damage is always good.
Have you reeled back your training? When you think about the first fight with Pulver and your training camp, have you changed things? Have you mended things? Have you kind of reeled back to make sure that you don't get all these injuries and that you're 100% or as close to 100% as you can be going into the fight?
Well, I don't think anyone's 100%. I don't think there's a single guy in here that doesn't have something that's bothering them, you know? So, yeah, we've changed camp a lot, though. You know, when I fought Pulver, I did grappling and I did boxing, and I didn't do anything in between. You know, like, we didn't do as much wrestling. We didn't do MMA rounds. We did boxing, we did grappling. And now, as time's gone on, we've incorporated a lot more. We did a lot more kickboxing with takedowns. We wear a lot more protective gear. I've worn headgear for a really long time because the last thing I need is like a little accidental headbutt and a cut or something like that. So we've definitely changed things a lot. In every single camp, we'll have a pre-fight camp meeting where talk with all my coaches. We'll talk about who we're going to fight. We'll talk about the best training partners, and we'll set a schedule of what we're going to try and follow. And it'll change, but we try to set a firm schedule. We meet halfway through camp. We meet right before the fight. We meet right after the fight. We meet like a week later. So we kind of look and we examine everything because we don't want to keep making the same mistakes. We don't want to do something poorly 3 camps ago and then do it again now when it matters. So we try to just, get together, talk about what worked, what didn't work, get everyone involved. No hurt feelings. If I'm doing something crappy, they're going to tell me. If I'm slacking on something, they're going to tell me. And that's it. And that's the only way to get better.
Do you like being kind of a micromanager? Are you a part of every aspect of this when it comes to strategy, what you need to do, strength and conditioning-wise, or do you leave that to your coaches, have them bring the strategy and the way to execute to ensure a victory, or do you have to be a part of the entire process?
So I'm the boss. So like whatever I need to do, like I have the final say. You know, it's my career, it's my fight. I'm the one that has to get beat up. I'm the guy that might win, might lose. So I'm the boss, but I put a lot of weight on all my coaches. You know, if they say that we need to work on something, like my wrestling coach, Frank Camisa, if he says I'm doing something crappy, I'm not like, oh, no, I'm good. It's okay. I'm like, no, we're going to do it a lot more, you know? But overall, like general strategy overall, I kind of dictate everything. I kind of set the schedule, with all my coaches. But in the end of the day, I make all the judges.
Has being a family man, has that changed your perspective, your approach inside of the cage?
It's definitely changed things. Before it was like, my wife is awesome, so like when I was fighting before she came in the picture, so it was always that, fighting was the most important thing. It's what I do for work. I have to, if I go to the gym, I have to go to the gym. If I get this going on, I have to do this. Now I got a kid. So now it's like, okay, well, I can go to the gym, but I got to make sure I find, he is my priority. So I have to, find a babysitter and everything. And luckily, because we've done so many fight things and scheduling and stuff like that, I'm very, very good at getting coverage. So I don't think I've missed a training session yet because of watching Joey or anything. But he's definitely the priority. He has to be the first thought.
Is it easy to find the balance? Your school, family, trying to be a professional, and then also thinking about an exit strategy from this game. Where is the balance?
I've always been good at kind of spinning multiple plates at the same time. Like, I gotta pull the fighter, the coach, the training partner. I run a gym. Gotta pull the dad. I gotta help out my parents and my brothers and everything else. Like, I'm very, very good at spinning multiple plates, and I generally like doing things myself. Like, I don't micromanage, but I like seeing the things get done myself personally. So a lot of times I'm not good about asking for help on things. But I've always been like that, so it's not a big change. 3 fight cards going down in Las Vegas. Obviously, everybody's talking about Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo. Do you feel that in order for you to get the spotlight, for people to talk about you, we already know that you take risks, but are you going to take extra risks so that your name is talked about after the weekend? I think I've been taking as many risks as I could, justify all along. I don't think that I take risks that have no merit. I think I take a very calculated risks, and I've always done that. People just get a little, they're not expecting things sometimes, so I think it seems riskier than it was. But I'm not worried about them. I have one guy I have to deal with. I got to deal with Evan Dunham. Jose Aldo doesn't matter. Conor McGregor doesn't matter. Weidman doesn't matter. Rockhold doesn't matter. No one else matters. I got to deal with Evan Dunham. If we have a good fight, it'll get seen by a lot of people. If we have not the best fight, that's fine too.
Also, one of the themes we're talking about is the exit strategy. A lot of the fighters now, because the experiment of mixed martial arts is pretty much cemented. Everybody knows what they need to do to achieve success. Of course, the sport continues to evolve. But when you're thinking about your exit strategy, is that something in the near future? Do you have everything kind of laid out with what you want to do after the sport?
So I got a couple things. Of course, I don't like having just one plan. My gym does okay. It's more of like a fighter gym. Like, we have a lot of other people that aren't fighters that train there, and it's great. But for the most part, the gym's been run, as far as making money wise, to give me the best possible environment for me to train, and Proctor to train, and guys like that. So it can definitely be changed a little bit as we go down the line to be more of an income maker. But right now it's been that. But that's a really, really good plan. I would love to get a job with the UFC doing something for them. So that's like another plan. I got a couple other ideas I like too, but we'll see what happens. I think that I've always been good at, like, since I was like a little kid, I never had a problem making money. I always had a good job. Like I was a kid that was like freaking 5th grade, I had like $800 in a savings account just because I saved every dime I made. So I'm not sweating it. We'll deal with it.